I never thought I would see myself cooking for someone else, but here I am. You remember Arthur, right? Yesterday I told him that we were doing something different tonight. We usually go out for dinner and then he drives me back home, but the usual's starting to feel boring. I want to surprise him with something special. For the first time, I'm actually afraid I'll get bored of this one. By now, I've kind of gotten used to how messy things get when the spark of the relationship fades away. Dating is hard. After a while, it leaves an unpleasant aftertaste. Nick was my first. He wasn't a person of many words, and I like that about him. I feel like he liked texting me more than talking. Maybe the kind of guy who was shy at first, but wanted us to get to know him and he'll talk. And so, he found the courage to ask me on a date. Oh, did he talk? He talked and talked, about himself, of course. Not a single question did he ask during the night. And on our way out, he opened his mouth once again, just to tell me that he had never met someone like me, that I was so unique, that he wanted to know me more. More? I thought to myself. Did he even learn a thing about me that night? Probably not, other than I'm a really good listener. Well, at least he was sweet. Not as sweet as those bobas we had. Arthur is just so... Arthur. When we went out for the first time, he was already waiting for me with a rose in his hand, looking around as if it was his first day on Earth, as if some aliens had mistaken him for a cow and returned him to the planet last minute. I have to confess, he looked cute with his perfectly ironed clothes and his hair combed all the way back, and the nicks on his neck just told me he came freshly shaved. I thought this was part of the first date performance, but I couldn't have been more wrong. In fact, last night, he was ironing his shirts while we were watching The Lorax at his place. While The Lorax is not my favorite film, watching it was still better than training for a marathon at 6 in the morning. Of course not with Arthur, but with Chris. I can still smell the sweat and cheap cologne and the tight hugs Chris would give me at the end of every date. When we would have lunch, it would consist of 20 different supplements, all kinds of dietary restrictions, and that goddamn chocolate-flavored protein shake. After each race, I would grind my teeth and swear to God I would eat a pound of fat if our relationship didn't work out. Bad thing he was a bodybuilder. Arthur doesn't like running. He's asthmatic. He's never been very vocal about his physique, although he takes good care of it. I like his big doe eyes that cry during every cheesy rom-com, the same ones that beg me to chop onions when he's chefing around. Thanks to Arthur, I started to like cooking. Huh. Richard would have loved that. I really thought Richie was the one for me. But turns out he was already someone else's. His mom's. That explains the Richie part. Things were going well after our first year together. He even moved in. However, what I thought was a step forward in our relationship turned out to look like a sequel of him living with his single mom. Living with him made me realize I could handle raising my own children someday. I mean, I had handled him first. Who knew that a 288-week-old baby required so much attention and being fed when hungry? Definitely not me at first, but his mother? That woman had a first-row seat in every argument, every fight. She was there, on the phone, listening patiently to a scared, sorrowful Richie, desperate for his mother's love. Anyways, I still keep him fresh in my mind. I still haven't met Arthur's parents, but I know that he has told them about me, and it scares me to meet them someday. My lifestyle could end with him, but this is just who I am, right? I like Arthur. But it feels like liking him has made me sacrifice a part of my nature. And I don't know how long I can keep turning my back on my own hunger for him.